Welcome back, everybody, to this belated week. I apologize for getting this out late, but it's been a busy week. And we already have a interesting thing happening here. Bartz is messing around with a turtle. Hey, what's up with this turtle? Hey, sometimes they can be Teenage Mutant and ninjas. Bart, stop it, baby! Dun, dun. Seriously, we do not condone animal abuse on Drak's channel. Hey, this is pretty fun. Bart, shut up! Will you please stop? He talked, didn't he? Yes, he talked. Sage Gill, I am so sorry, baby. You mean this turtle's Sage Gill? By the briny beard of Neptune! Look what you did. I don't even know where that was going. Well, I'm all right. We're awfully sorry. Oh, no time for that. We must hurry. You mean X-Death? No, he means the Cookie Fairy. Precisely. What he seeks is more forest. More forest? Just west of Sergate Castle. It's where X-Death was born. What? 500 years ago, evil spirits sealed in that turned a tree into a monster. That was X-Death. For 500 years, he was sealed there. Until 30 years ago, when he broke out. So, 470 years. You mean until the battle with the Dawn Warriors? Correct. Of course, correct. Drogon and the others did well, using the crystals to seal him up. But you guys sucked, because you guys blew up the crystals. But he did manage to break out. That was our fault. No, I'm not saying that. I'm totally saying that. Totally saying that. Sealed things break now and then, but this time, we must defeat him. Where is he? More forest. He seeks something there. More forest. The Forest of Roger Moore. One of the most epic bonds. I don't know if that's the case. In Moore Forest. For Ziza, baby. And for the end of X-Death. Let's go. Moore Forest is a living thing, and will attack any who enter it. Of course it is! You just said this forest was evil. Take this with you. Oh, it's good to know that that's also a storage compartment. Receive the Elder's Branch. Okay, so we've basically been given our next plot thread here. We need to go to Moore Forest to discover why X-Death might be trying to make his way there. What's this? Elder's Branch. Part of the Protector of the Seal. Only with this can you enter the forest. Otherwise it'll attack me, right? Yeah. Now hurry. X-Death is already on his way there now. How do you know this? How do you know this? I feel a disturbance in the force. Of course you do. Alright, so we have our next plot thread. We now need to go to Moore Forest to basically stop X-Death from getting whatever he wants there. So, with that, we need to get out of Gil's Cave. And like I was saying before, I apologize for getting this out late. I know I apologize a lot, but I try to keep myself to a fairly consistent schedule, and, well, with the holidays, it's going to be just that much harder to do. And we've had a busy week. In case you guys didn't actually realize, I put out my first ever video game review for StarCraft II Legacy of the Void, which you guys can go enjoy. I also put up a live stream for Overwatch, because I got invited into the beta stress test. I'm hoping I'm in there for longer than the weekend, but we'll see. I'm also trying to get things like live streaming going. I'm trying to get the holiday schedules worked out, because Drak and Shadow needs to get a bunch of stuff done before a certain amount of time so that we can take a couple of weeks off for the holidays if we want. So it's been pretty hectic. I hope you guys have had a good week, especially, I believe it's this it's this upcoming week. It's Thanksgiving, so I hope you guys have been able to get as much stuff done as I have. So that you can take the week off for Thanksgiving, because I'd like to do that too, and This is actually going to be my daughter's first Thanksgiving, so she's going to be really, really, really bored. Because all that turkey, and she can't eat it. So that sucks for her, but oh well, that's the way things go. But yeah, it has been busy on the channel. I'm actually working on the second review right now, so people thought that, I was going to do StarCraft 2 and then just be done with it. No, that's not the case. I'm actually working on my second review right now, and I will go ahead and give you guys a sneak peek of it. And it's not really all that surprising, because this also came out the same day that Legacy of the Void did, and that is Rise of the Tomb Raider. People might actually remember on Drak and Shadow, if you're a fan on that channel too, that we did an Xbox One unboxing for the Elite Bundle. This is kind of the reason why that was gotten. Every year we've gotten a new console so that we can do reviews for it, and this year specifically, the Xbox One was picked because Rise of the Tomb Raider would be coming out, and it would be Xbox One, Xbox exclusive for, I think it's like a 6-month contract, so we wanted to make sure to get that in. And 360 version, I really wanted to do an next-gen version, so we just decided, let's go Xbox One and get it done, because there are going to be a couple of other games coming out later, that like Scalebound, that I want to do a review for. So I'm excited to say that we are doing this review, and then I was also excited to see I got into the Overwatch beta, and special thanks to Blizzard for giving me that opportunity. I know it's a stress test, but I mean, they could have picked millions of people, and they picked my account, so I'm very appreciative of it, and we actually had a lot of fun yesterday. Although I already am getting questions, so I picked a fairly early time to do the Overwatch live stream. And the reason I did was because my schedule was already so freaking busy that was the best time that I could do it. Is that going to be like from here on in when I'm going to do live streaming? No, I'm already working on the schedule so that I can do my usual kind of late time so that people can join in live. But it was just one of those coincidences. That's the best time this whole weekend that I could do it. And the main reason for that is that the weekend is actually usually when I'm babysitting my baby girl while my wife works. So that's just the way it kind of worked out. I wanted to try and do a live stream, but if I was only going to get in for the weekend, then I wouldn't be able to do it. So I picked that time. You guys can enjoy that. I really want to keep my beta invite so that I can do a later time too. And also to the people who have been asking, when are you going to bring live streams back? Are you going to hold to your promises? Yes, I am. One of those promises was that I'm going to do the League of Explorers on Hearthstone. It's going to happen. Am I going to do the Cho'Gall thing on Heroes? Yes. We're just trying to work it all out and pick a solid day when we can do it. And the holidays does not make that easy at all. So I hope to have that done fairly soon. With that said, though, that's pretty much the channel updates for this week. I love the fact that the Final Fantasy videos have basically become my channel updates, my game updates, and all that stuff. And, it's like Drak and Shadow. We talk about anything but the game. So people might be noticing that I'm swapping up job classes and things like that, and might be a little confused. Why are you doing that? This is actually a side quest area where you can get a new summon. And so we are going to try and get it, but I want to cover every precaution because this guy can also become quite hellish if you don't play it right. This is going to be kind of a running motif for the rest of the game, or at least mostly for endgame, where we try and figure out, okay, we got to get this done and this done, but we can only do it with 4 black mages or 4 ninjas. That's just the way it has to go. So with that, let's see what we get. And no, this is not what we need. We are actually looking for the summon called Shote. And trust me, you'll know him when you see him. He's an ugly mofo. And could this be it? It's just a random encounter, so... Shote! There we go. So the first thing we gotta do is we gotta take this guy out quick and easy. Oh no, stone! This is kind of why I swapped Forest over to being a black mage with white abilities is because I wanted to have an extra Asuna for stone, because that's really what this guy does. He turns people to stone, and he'll keep it going as long as he can. All right, put up Golem for the defenses. And while we are taking out Shote, let's just go ahead and do a quick game update. So, not a whole lot's been able to happen in the gaming front, mainly because I've been getting used to the new review schedule. Wow, that was really short, actually. Shorter than I remembered. Can you tell I post-commentate this? So, what was I saying? There hasn't been a whole lot of game updates this week because I've been getting used to my new schedule, including review time. So I put in a good deal of time into the reviews and the footage of it so that I can give you an accurate feeling as to where my thoughts on the game are. So that actually takes away from all the other games that I'm trying to play. That and a lot of the games that we have set up for Drak and Shadow have taken up a lot of time this week, because one of which is Mega Man 4, which we do Blue Bomber Christmas, basically. And we've done up to 3. 4 is this year. And we also do it post-commentary. So I actually have to record the footage. I have to beat Mega Man 4 and make it all work. And I've had tons of issues this year, mainly because my GameCube Mega Man Anniversary Collection, from here on, is going to be really difficult to utilize. So I actually had to buckle under and get the Mega Man Legacy Collection on PS4, just so that I could get through the game and be able to record it. So that should be done fairly soon. I should be able to get back to a regular schedule in no time, but I have been able to play some new games, and, well, I feel bad because I can't give you too much. So you guys will get kind of an early glimpse into what I'm playing currently, which is Rise of the Tomb Raider. I'm not that far into it. I'm about 6 to 9 hours, I want to say. Maybe 10, maybe pushing 10 hours. And I'm enjoying the heck out of the game. First of all, the exploration concept in this game is so much better. It's so much more improved from the first game. You know, we've all been making jokes since probably the announcement at this year's E3, where it's like, oh my gosh, you can raid tombs in a Tomb Raider game? And the concept is true. There's a lot of world exploration, and it's encouraged because you might be able to find full-on tombs that can give you big upgrades, or you can find these little tiny tombs that will give you minor upgrades. So I love that idea. The emphasis on survival is so much better in this game. Like, you can create your own ammo. There's a strong emphasis to hunt, where I'm not saying the first game didn't do this, but if you guys have seen our Let's Play of Tomb Raider, I didn't do a whole lot, and it's mainly because eventually you start getting the things you need without hunting. And in this game, they said, well, screw that, because you're now in this desolate environment where you might actually need animal skins to survive, and now they have their own asset, or their own unique items to give you. Like, for example, hunting down birds will give you feathers that you can use to build arrows. That makes sense. So, I'm not going to go into the story, because I don't want to spoil that for you guys. I'll leave that to the review. But suffice it to say, I love the angle that they're trying to go. If you've seen the official trailers, it's basically where they try to go down the angle of... We heard in the first game that Laura's father was ostracized by the scientific community. He isn't taken seriously. He's a crackpot. And a lot of this game is based in trying to redeem her father's reputation. And a lot of that is also just her dealing with the crap she's been through in the first game. And so I really do appreciate the story angle that they're going with. I don't want to go too much more into detail with it, but it really is working out. I kind of now understand why Microsoft wanted this specific to their console for a while. Because in essence, Tomb Raider has kind of become their answer to Uncharted. Uncharted is such a good franchise on Sony, and it's Sony exclusive, that now I can... Even though it's a pain in the butt because I played the first Tomb Raider on PS3... I can understand why Microsoft said, no, we want to be able to have this for a while, because this is kind of our counterattack to the Uncharted series. Even though it's technically only for one more game, then at that point, Uncharted will be done. Supposedly. That's at least what Naughty Dog is saying. Who knows? After the popularity of Uncharted 4, they may say, well, let's do 5. Or Sony might just say, well, let's do 5, but you're not going to do it. We'll hand this over to another company. Kind of like Microsoft did with Bungie. That might happen. So now I can kind of understand it. It's their counter to it. And it plays fairly well on the Xbox, so I can't necessarily complain. But yeah, it's a very solid game. People should try it out. I know you will not be disappointed with what you see in the game. Oh, and look, the Elder's Branch. So yeah, we are at Moor Forest now. And it's got this whole music of wonder. I love that idea. The forest is letting us in. Yes, you'll find that this theme is going to be kind of recurring in Moor Forest, as the forest is alive. I both like and dislike this idea. I think it could have been implemented better, because it doesn't feel like the forest is alive. It feels like I can't see where I'm going. And that's a little frustrating to me, at least. And this is actually how you get around in Moor Forest. You have to unlock the doorways, which are underneath trees. Really feels like I'm back in Mystic Quest doing the Alive Forest inside the Great Deku Tree. So let's see. I'm actually trying to think in my head. Did I go over everything with Tomb Raider? For the most part, I don't want to reveal too much, because then it gets into kind of spoiler territory. But people can also rest assured, if you love the original voice of Lara, she's back. There is at least one returning character from the first game, so that's cool. But this is entirely a new story, and I love the fact that they're actually going to go into Lara's backstory, since this is a reboot. And that's saying a lot. I love the reboot story, because I never played the PlayStation games, or the original series, the busty Lara Croft. I could never take that seriously as a kid. And I like this game. I really do. I love this game series. I love the changes that the Square Enix is doing with it, and Eidos. And so I've looked forward to Rise of the Tomb Raider since they announced it. Because now I'm interested. Is it interesting me enough to go play the previous games? No. Nope, I'm not touching those with a 10-foot pole, and Tomb Raider fans, I hope you're not upset with me by that. I like the fact that this is a breakaway, and I don't have to worry about previous games' continuity. Another game that I've also been able to play, so again, I'm trying to get myself off of Rise of the Tomb Raider, because if I go too much deeper, I'm going to go into spoiler territory, and I don't want to spoil this game for people. Especially since PlayStation fans will have to wait a while. And that sucks. So yeah, another game that I've actually been able to play, and I played it yesterday, at least as far as my frame of time, and that was the Overwatch beta. And I've been on this for quite a while. I'm not an FPS guy, but, you know, this Blizzard shooter looks really, really good, and I would take it up if given the opportunity. So I did. And man, I can't get it out of my head now. I've only been able to play once this entire time over the weekend. I'm hoping to get more time in, because the Battleground matches don't last longer than maybe 5-10 minutes. That's glorious to me, especially when I'm babysitting a little girl who needs a lot of that time. But, you know, in nap time, I can get a couple of matches in. And that's kind of a glorious thing. But I'm trying to think. Did I actually... I covered most of the characters on Friday. I think the ones that I didn't were... I didn't get into Diva, Zarya, Mei, and then... Symmetra I didn't get into. There are a few heroes I didn't get into, but if I can get into more live streams, I will cover them. You have no problem with that. because I want to get back into the game and I want to learn some of these characters. I had absolutely a lot of fun with characters like Bastion and Reaper and Lucio. I want to get back in to play them more, to learn them, and to have fun. So I have a feeling Overwatch, even when it's released, will be a prime thing for me. And it's actually one of those times where I've considered whether or not it would be a good idea to have multiple versions of the game. And I know somebody out there is going to be like, Drak, you're talking crazy talk. Why would you want to get multiple versions of the game? I know it sounds stupid, but I want to be able to play with you guys. And the best way to be able to do that is PC, but I also want to play this on a console and see how fun it is. So that's kind of my dilemma, is I might want to get both just to support this game. I haven't anchored myself in any way, but it is something I have considered. Like, I want to be able to play on console in my spare time. And a lot of people, well, why don't you do that on your PC? My PC's in my office, and my office occasionally gets super, super, super hot, and I just want to sit here and play. I've actually thought about, for a long time, when I could actually afford it, of getting a strict working PC where I can edit stuff and I can get all the videos up, but also having like that little casual PC for the family and being able to play things like Hearthstone on it. I don't know where I'm at with that, but dude, it'd be a great idea if I had the money, right? Especially since I can build a PC fairly cheap. So that's been my dilemma, is that I loved what I've seen of Overwatch so far, that I kind of want to own it on consoles too, so that I could take it downstairs and just play it if I want. But if I want to live stream it, I can, and that's completely fine. So that's my little dilemma, and I know a lot of people will be like, yeah, that's not really a dilemma. Well, to me it is, and I'm sorry it's not to you. Oh, and what the... Yep, that was my comment there, Bartz. Oh, great. The forest is on fire. Let's set the living forest on fire. That's not going to have repercussions. Seriously, Xdeath, I love you as a villain, but sometimes you make some dumb decisions. It can't be. Xdeath is setting the forest on fire, and Smokey's not around! Obligatory Smokey the Bear reference. You heard it here first. No, probably not. So, yeah, this is basically another part of More Forest, is that you actually do have to go through this now on fire. But obviously we can't stay here forever, because if we do, then we're going to have problems. Oh, hi, Mr. Moogle. How did you get here? Is Moogle Forest right next to More Forest? So basically what he's saying is jump into this pit. Before that, we're going to get the Aegis shield, because I want it. And down we go! Dang it, Moogle, you killed me! No, you didn't. The Moogles don't do that yet. Let's stick around here for a while and see what happens. Okay, so this is going to be another one of those long moments where it won't let me go further for a little bit. You gotta love it when they put this stuff in games, and we're gonna have this a lot more apparent in the later Final Fantasy games. Oh, man. It's one of those things that if I had a complaint with some of those games, and I'll have a lot of them, this would also be at that top of the list. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been able to play this entire week. I know it seems kind of dumb, but this is what I've had time for. I'm hoping to have more time after things like podcasts and whatnot. We've also got lots of LP plans, so I'm trying to get ahead of the game there. After that, though, I will get right back on focus. So I hope that's not a bother for you guys. I love the fact that the chest is now empty, even though I took a chest out of it. And this is the kind of the final part of More Forest. You now have a burned More Forest that you can go through, but it's still alive. It's alive! It's alive! Oh, what a world! And random encounters are abundant, as usual. But I believe you guys are going to need to wait another week. So we're actually getting to that time of the week where we're going to have to get to this next time. So when we get back, we're going to go further into more forest and discover the origins of Exdeath.